Hello Sec 2 and A. Today I'm going to go through maps and scales. That is on your textbook page 217, chapter 10.3. Okay, so you need to go to your textbook page 217. Okay, before we go dive right into this chapter, let me show you an outdated map of Singapore, which is in 2013. I want you to focus on the bottom left hand corner of this map. You'll be able to see this line with this strange little thing. Let me use a bigger one to use. Okay, you see this line with like 0, and then you have 2 miles, you have 5 kilometers. Now these are map scales. You might or might not have learned them in geography. Okay, what does this tells you? Now this is a map of Singapore. Of course Singapore is not that small to be able to squeeze into a map. Okay, however, with a scale, we are able to squeeze Singapore into a map. Now, what do I mean by I'm able to squeeze Singapore into a map? Let us take a look at this. Now, if I have a ruler, I'm going to take the ruler and I'm going to measure. Alright, I'm going to take a ruler and I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure this. Now, this line tells me that 5 centimeters is 5 kilometers. Okay, 5 centimeters is 5 kilometers. So every 5 centimeters on the map would represent 5 kilometers on actual ground. Which means every 1 cm, if I were to divide by 5 here, every 1 cm would represent 1 kilometer on the actual ground. Every 1 cm on the map that I measure would represent 1 kilometers on the actual ground. Alright, this is what it means by maps and scales. Today, I'm going to teach you these maps and scale on how to manage this ratio. Always remember, on the left is centimeters and on the left is cm, that represents the length on the map, and on the right is kilometers, representing the actual ground. Alright, now let's move on to page 217. Let's take a look at this. Now, I want to focus on this scale. 1 is to 1 million. If you see a scale of 1 is to 1 million, it means 1 cm is to 1 million cm. It means 1 cm on the map represents 1 million cm on the actual ground. Okay, this is what the ratio means. Let's dive straight into work example number 7. Let's read the question. A map has a scale of 1 cm to 3 km. Now 1 cm to 3 km. 1 cm is the length on the map and 3 km is the length on the actual ground. Now, if a road has a length of 3 cm on the map, calculate its actual length. Okay, that is part 1. It says it has a 3 cm on the map. What is the actual length? Very simple. If I were to multiply by 3 on the left, what do I need to do on the right? I also need to multiply by 3. So my answer is 9 kilometers actual length. But this is a ratio. We are not asking for a ratio. We are asking you to calculate its actual length. So you still need to write down your answer. Actual length is equals to 9 kilometers. That is part 1. Part 2. If the distance between two stadiums is 7.5 kilometers, 7.5 kilometers is the actual length. If you are thinking, why not 7.5 kilometers is the map length? How can your map be 7.5 kilometers big? Okay, so think about it. If it's on the map, it's definitely in centimeters. If it's in km, it's definitely on actual ground. So if the distance between two stadiums is 7.5 kilometers, find the distance on the map. So they want you to find the map distance. So I'm going to repeat my ratio. 1 cm is to 3 km. And now 7.5 kilometers is actually here. 7.5 kilometers is actually on the right side. So how do I get from 3 to 7.5? What do I multiply by? Very simple. All I need to do is press my calculator. I take 7.5, divide by 3, and I know, oh, this question mark is 2.5. So 3 must multiply by 2.5 to give you 7.5. So on the other side, I also need to multiply by 2.5. So this is 2.5 cm. So on the map length is 2.5 cm, and you are done. Part 3. Express the scale of the map in the form of 1:n or 1/n. Now, when they say 1:n or 1/n, it means both are in centimeters. This is in centimeter and this is also in centimeters. I'm going to repeat the ratio again. The ratio is 1 cm is to 3 km. Now, no problem on my left side because left side is already 1 cm. But the right side is not in cm, so we got to change the right side to cm. So 1 cm remains as 1 cm. 3 km, if you were to change to meters, is times 1,000. To change to meters is 3,000 meters. Okay, and 1 cm still remains as 1 cm on the left side. If I want to change meter to cm, is times 100. So it's 3,000, add 2 more zeros, and you have cm. Now, ratio don't need to have any units, so my answer is 1 is to 300,000. This is my final answer. Remember, no units. And that is work example number 7. Now, I need you to go ahead and do workbook page 116, practice now 10C question number 1. Upload your answers onto OneNote. Just one question today. That's all I have for you today.